Hi, I'm Dr. Wendy Rowley. This is another installment of the once a week, probably we'll be doing it, an installment of information about the heart field. And in the first one, we had a little bit to say. And in this one, I'm going to introduce the cooperative source that I work with on the other side of the veil, who will introduce herself and she will bring in the information. And this is the way that the series will proceed. This is going to be a playlist where you can find it on YouTube to follow the sequence in an easy way, because other videos will be dispersed on YouTube and they will be organized into playlists. We're going to have one on the energetic anatomy that I will be doing. We'll have one on the divine on heart field healing. It was originally called Divine Love Healing, but we changed it to heart field healing because that's a little less religious sounding, more neutral for people. Neutral words are good. Don't light people up. And then we will also be doing a series to tell you a little bit more about the tones of healing. So that will start, and this is the sort of way we're going to progress on the YouTube channel, which is me bringing forward my love of energy work, which I have been doing for a long time. As I say, it's the best tool in my med bag as a naturopathic doctor. I've seen it do more profound things than anything else I've used. And so I'm bringing that work forward because I think it's just so juicy, it's worth sharing. Okay, I'm going to step aside and we're going to hear what Aliania has to say. You're welcome to close your eyes or just hang. Oh, good day to you, dearest beings of light. I am Aliania of Cosmic Service, a Pleiadian Mother of Sound. And as this one has looked up in light language, Allah means light, Ania means of the, and Ia means the soul. So I am the light of the soul group of souls that do energy work. And my forte is the heart field healing and the healing that women are going to be doing to clear the heart field of the human consciousness grid or the Akashic grid that deals more with tribes and nations. And that work you'll hear more about through this channel and through others, actually. It's coming forward now. Many are starting to talk about it. And so we're going to be doing shout outs for the women. Now, anyone can learn heart field healing and anyone can learn the tones of healing, but these have a particular aspect for women because of their connections through their spiritual anatomy in the heart field that are unique to women and their energetic anatomy. So there will be more and more shout outs to women to start to come together to do this work in large groups, and eventually it'll be all around the world. How exciting. A beautiful thought. People coming together in prayer and toning and their sacred connection to clear a large block of consciousness on the earth that is like an individual heals, you can do the same thing as a large group. So anyway, what we'd like to talk about today regarding your heart field, and the first video you heard us say we a lot, and we sort of explained that. And she wanted to sort of introduce us in a slip-in kind of way. There are some on the web that channel, but don't identify that channel. And this one has decided to be brave and go forward and recognize the cooperative relationship between spirit and humans. So in this heart field, we're going to actually talk about what this one was seeing today in her healing meditation. And that is that you can think of them as engines. You have one in your solar plexus that drives a lot of your energetic anatomy in healing and creating. And it's around what's called the soul mandala in your navel or belly button area. And you also have a little engine around your heart field. And the heart field is the strongest field in the human body, more strong in its capacity than the brain field. And it is the regulator and generator for all energy in the body, believe it or not, as well as it is your connection to your soul and source. And so this energy is comes down through the central column. Some people call it the interdimensional DNA, and it comes to the heart. And you have 3 levels of the heart. It's called, some people call them the Immaculate Heart, the Infinity Heart, the Immaculate Heart, and the Benevolent Compassionate Heart. And another word for those would be the deity space, where you might have worshiped gods and other kinds of beings through your long history of incarnations on the earth. There is the God of the Heart space, which is you connected to your soul heart, way, way, way up in the high 7th chakra. And then there's the Supreme Being space, which is connected to something called some people call it the 1,000-petaled lotus. Oh, it's also called the Supreme Being Engine. We use techie terms as Pleiadians, and because we laid these grids and these energy patterns on the earth for human spiritual anatomy to work and evolve in. And so that's connected to another thing way up in the high soul chakra called the Supreme Being Engine. And that has a lot to do with shifting energy and opening pathways for healing and evolution. And then on the other side of the Supreme Being energy and the Supreme Being heart, if you want to think of it that way, 3 levels of your heart, is an energetic connection to what some people call the Supreme Being's heart, or the fundamental frequency source, or source, or it's what you tap into, what you bring that energy of the creative source down into your spiritual energetic anatomy. And so that, what this one saw and has been starting to see, is that there's this sort of a wheel here in the front of your thymic area. She wasn't sure if it was a chakra or a mandala, because you have some mandalas, 3 of them going this way. And we would like to describe it as what she eventually started to realize it was. It's a sensing apparatus. Now, we use the word apparatus when you have several parts of an energetic anatomy that work together for a particular function. And so we call those an apparatus. So this is actually a sensing area. You sense with your heart, just like you have 5 physical and spiritual senses: your smell, your sight, your taste and speech, your hearing, and your feeling, which is also physically manifest as your nervous system. But you have a heart sense, and that goes back to the throat and the part in the soul chakras, which we'll talk about another time. And it goes behind you in a series of 12 layers with little wheels in those layers, and then goes up and goes to another more refined sensing of this heart field. Now, the 12 layers out directly back, some people call the angel chakras, and those have a little bit more to do with the engine and the movement, but the ones we're talking about that relate to this sensing apparatus go back up through the throat, back up, and they're off about here in the human body. And those little wheels are actually senses for the heart field. So when you are with another person or you meet another person, the first sense that you actually engage is not your vision and all those things. You sense with the heart first. You sense their connection, their divinity, their integrity, whether what they're portraying to you is a truth, or do they have a little bit of a facade that they project, that they hide behind, which is the 4th layer of your energetic anatomy, this one was going to do a 5-part series on the energetic anatomy, and she's going to talk about that level called, some people call it the valence, some people call it pretense. It's an energy layer in the fourth layer of your auric field and fourth layers of your body in the spirit body. And so, not to get too heady, but we wish to talk about just the sensing that you do. So, the first thing you're actually sensing with, as we said, this is the largest and most powerful field in the body as far as its strength and its measurement and the frequencies that you don't have the tools at this point to measure. It also is the strongest sensing of your body, of you as a human in a body. So this heart field senses first. And at the same time, then your eyes are registering and you're hearing and the voice sound and the tones coming through the voice. And so that is what is happening there. So we just wish to share this with you this day so that you start to get attuned to the idea that you sense with your heart. And we're going to build from that in this series in other ways as we talk about the heart field. Thank you for tuning in this day, and we bid you adieu. You are dearly loved. Expect benevolence in all you do. All right. Well, that was a nice validation of what I saw today, and it was a nice piece of information. I'm going to be more aware of that when I'm meeting and talking with people. Elenia also mentioned something about a lot of our early evolution was using these five physical and spiritual senses. Some people call that the genetic entity or the sensing apparatus. And you can clear all that out in healing, clear a lot of that if you need to. And she had said that to get used to hearing tonal sound, start to listen to the sound and the vibration and the sound. And I have a very strong feeling that that is all connected to the heart field. So it's just a little thing to leave you with, watching yourself go by and sitting back in awareness. Some people say, oh, I'll just pretend I'm an alien from another planet and I'm just observing this world. And oh, it's also interesting. And that way you can stand back a little bit and observe and have a different perspective of things. Not that you're studying and analyzing, but that you're just being present with it in a different way. You're just opening your awareness and your senses, and now we know our new heart sense, in a different way. So have fun with your spiritual nature, explore, and celebrate yourself. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.